It was interesting that, again, to keep yourself in a mental illness that you believe is keeping you safe, right? The other says 16 is going to try to communicate with you and you cannot listen to anything she says because she is out to get you. And I would imagine that's what an alcoholic feels like. That's what someone who's bipolar feels like. No. That's really dangerous to what's keeping me safe. Because a lot of mental illness is, not a lot of it. I shouldn't say that. I'm not an expert. But my experience with my mom of any kind of mental issues was about her protecting herself. It was
people developing coping mechanisms
that
Same
are
with trauma.
They're maladaptive, right? It's really not, doesn't really get them what they want in the end, which is balance or health or happiness or whatever. But it's too scary. What you don't understand is too scary. So they stay in that unhealthy because it's the devil you know.
Yeah, that was the interesting part when 16 left him a message and he had this voice of the other saying, she's out to kill you. She wants to kill you. She wants to kill me. She's, she's bad. She's evil, all of this stuff.
And didn't he say, if you read it, you'll go mad?
If you read it, you'll go mad. And so he erases like a bunch of it, but he doesn't erase the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because he still has that part of his brain that's like, yeah, that was really interesting to me because that showed like the coexistence of the two different.
That Matthew wrote.
Yeah. See, I think his decision not to leave initially was that exactly. Like he knew he needed to stay safe for a little bit longer. He wasn't ready to experience this alternate or reality, like that's the only way he could prevent his mind from breaking.
Yeah.
Even though it was already broken,
I thought that was really powerful when 16 was like, do you want to go out there? And when at first he's saying no, you're like, oh, like I get it, but oh, please, like, go. You need to get better. And I was terrified that the book was going to end with him not leaving because what the point in the book when he makes that decision, it's very, very late in the game. Like it's it's like
4 pages.
Yeah, no,
the book ends.
Yes, exactly. And I was like, oh my God, he's gonna stay in the house. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And his poor family and all these people who were just wondering what happened to him. It's terrible when somebody goes missing. It's just, the family has no closure. And
Well, I thought when he decided to leave, originally I thought that's when the book should end. I don't want to know what happens after. I want it to be left to my imagination. I want to fantasize that there were parties and he was having a great time. It was all lovely and he was right back to normal. She didn't do that, I think, obviously on purpose. Yeah. But because it wasn't that. It was kind of discombobulated. It was kind of neither here nor there. He was not Piranesi, but he was not Matthew Rose Sorensen. It was kind of sad and empty. And I wonder if that's someone who has a big leap forward in their mental health, feels like, well, this is not that great either, but it's healthier. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, the book it's not a bummer, but it ain't a feel good book. I didn't go, woo, summer read. No, it wasn't like that.
No.
But it wasn't like oh my God, this is so.
No, it was like the house was interesting. It did, it dragged, but like it was it was an interesting place to be. It was an interesting theory. It was interesting to read about these people who, it was essentially like conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
And you're right. It wasn't like a downer to read, but in the end, it's a thinky book.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's a thinky book. It's a thinky book, and you have to be patient in the beginning. You have to really give it a minute.
Yeah.
Ruminate. It probably would have been better reading it as opposed to listening to it. Although the person who narrated the book did a wonderful job. He was a really excellent reader who's British. And I enjoyed listening to him read the book. I just got tired of hearing, because he has to read every word.
Right.
When you read it, you can skip over. It's the eighth day.
I
of
did the
fourth
same thing. I
month
skipped over it. I was like, I don't.
And it was
it's
much
the next
more
day.
pleasant.
Yeah, it's the next day. Exactly. But I had a hard time
Yeah.
tracking, is it the next day? Because the description of the day was so damn long.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually, I skipped over, so I didn't even care what day it was. Like, is this a week
It
later?
didn't
Is
matter.
this a day
Correct. It
later?
didn't.
Same.
It was irrelevant.
Yeah,
actually.
because what is
Yes.
time in
Yes.
an alternate reality?
Yes.
Yes. It just made it feel like everything was just dragging.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
And dragging.
So interesting. We always come up with different pros and cons of listening to it versus reading.